I like Mayor Ernest. 6:43. Let's just get back into the Zoom room where we have our buddy Roman Dela Cruz from Hawkeye, and of course Roman has just got so big on the slinging. And wow, you know what I was thinking this morning when I woke up? I was like, I bet Roman is going to take us outside on the Zoom call, and lo and behold, here we are. Rome, good morning.
Hey, update. Good morning.
Hey, Huff. Where are you at?
I am at the Salgin Couture in Chamorro, the new additional headquarters for the slinging group Atsu Marianas.
Right. And so you guys have got an event, right, tonight or today?
Well, actually, we have a gathering this morning. There's there are reburials that were unearthed in Saipan several decades ago, and there's going to be a reburial ceremony there at 8:30 this morning for the ancient village of Aliao. So, of course, respect for our ancestors, and for another step towards Mariana Island solidarity, we're joining our Chatlus in Saipan in the morning, and also making way to prepare for another mass funeral or mass reburial in Saipan next week on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this COVID situation going on right now, of course, we want to be socially responsible, very mindful, very careful of this COVID. So after today's meeting, understanding that our island might be in PCOR 1, we have to readjust plans and figure out how we can still join in this memorial service with our Chalus in Saipan and the CNMI, the rest of the CNMI, how we can join them next year, just to let them know that everybody's feeling, help them to just help everybody understand that everybody's feeling the loss of these 780 and looking for the justice for these 780 reburials scheduled for next week.
Okay. And this is from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. this morning. Again, Salgin Couture in Chamorro. How many people are you expecting? You said the ceremony is at 8, and you could tell me, walk us through the ceremony that's planned.
Well, the ceremony that's going on right now is that the reburials are actually scheduled in Saipan, and we're going to be following their lead. The reburials leave there at around at 8:30 this morning, but you know how because everybody is not always on time, we deliberately
Rome, you can have Chamorro Standard Time. It's allowed at the SKC. It's allowed. It's encouraged. Mandatory.
Can you imagine how that is at a cultural center? So how do you say 8:30 in Chamorro?
10:30.
6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
that's why this says 6 a.m.
That's why you put 6 a.m., right?
I think it's a good opportunity since we're here on a cultural mission. It's going to help everybody kind of get a scope of not just what we're aiming to do here with slinging, but also with the other cultural organizations that have been here way longer than we have.
Yeah, there's a lot of great people up there. Rome. Let's talk about the slinging. How much slinging is going to go on this morning? And I see you got your targets set up there.
Well, I think right now these targets are actually engineered right now. So everything that we've been doing through the past several years has been kind of to recruit and start an army of slingers. But right now what we've decided to engineer is because our mission isn't just activating slinging. Our mission is also, part of it is also the proficiency in slinging. So where, like how Guelu put it best, where everywhere else was a recruiting center, we want this to be our training ground for the special forces of slinging.
Snipers,
and
right.
So the thing is right now there are a lot of other elements that are involved with slinging. I mean, of course, slinging being in a sense, a martial art, a form of defense. It's a sport, it's a game.
Right.
And we know that it's not everything. So right now we're just really trying to educate ourselves into other stone games and other forms of competition that have been available within ancient Chamorro times. Maybe welcome other new Pacific games that are in here, and then just bound and gel with all these other facets of culture, that can just dial everything in, aiming, of course, towards and beyond the 500-year anniversary
Nice.
which we will be commemorating next year in 2021.
Rome, are you able to go maybe more over to the cliffside and give our viewers on Facebook kind of a view of, I mean, because this is a prime property over here. And
Yes. If you look here, I mean, of course you can see the sunrise, but if you come here during the evenings, especially the right time of the year, the sun's setting that way, and if you get a good rain cloud, you can only imagine all the colors that you get on this side of the sky.
Right.
So, you know, I like what they're doing here is they're putting in a lot of indigenous plants. We're making way, you know, just for people, I mean, not to only be ignited about culture, but also help these guys just kind of cater this setting so that way people could be also excited to come here and not just celebrating what we understand as culture, but maybe what the people were feeling back then, which is like an intimacy with the land and nature.
Rome, you know, but we've been following you for years. I know you're a spiritual guy. I'm just curious if you could, in closing, because we got to go. What are your thoughts on this surge and this whole pandemic, and how you find your center and your peace in the midst of all this?
I think, you know, this pandemic is definitely very, it's disabling in some ways, but I think what we also got to realize is like they're not asking us to put on handcuffs and strap ourselves into the house. I know, you know, social distancing is very responsible and very, you know, I think it's a way to go, but I think if we just move responsibly and really activate our intelligence here and just be just try to focus on that. And then I think it doesn't, even though it maybe stops some facets of our lifestyle, I think that there's still a lot of options that we can have in terms of, okay, maybe it might not give us a financial support that we need, but finances are just a very small part of your life, you know, as they should be. So I think it's a good time. Maybe they're stopping us from what we can get outside, but can never stop us what we can look for inside. So I think it's a really good time for internal searching. It's a good time for us to adjust our perspective on certain situations. So maybe make the dark sides a little bit less dark, and maybe that'll help make the bright sides a little bit more bright.
Well, like you said, it's about self-reflection. And so in your self-reflection, what have you changed about since COVID?
I think what I've changed about COVID, man, is I think, you know, I've always been fortunate enough to appreciate nature, but I think right now what's important is that everybody's out there is looking for self-peace, and that's great and that's important, but also, I mean, it's not just all about yourself, you know. I think you also got to be very mindful of others, and I think if you put that a little bit closer to the center of what you're doing, it's not just about how I'm going to survive, how I'm going to get forward. It's kind of how you're going to get, what can you do to help everybody? Now, it doesn't have to be joining a protest. It doesn't have to be blowing a cooler. It doesn't have to be anything. But if you really just try to internalize that kind of mindset into what you're doing, it kind of helps govern a better way of not just acting throughout the COVID, but a better way of just moving forward in life, you know? So, you know, like, yeah, man, this view is crazy.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was like, hey, take us over there, because we got a lot of viewers in Kentucky. They don't got this in Kentucky.
Well, and if you have viewers in Kentucky, especially if they're Chamorro viewers, if they're missing home, I invite all of you guys to I mean, of course, embrace culture. And, you know, one thing I don't know, there's a lot of other parts of culture that I'm really lacking on, but I can't tell you slinging is it's some really fun stuff. It's some very accessible stuff, and you'd be working in the craft of something that defended your ancestors.
Right.
You know, so if that's not going to make you feel closer to home, then, you know, there are a lot of other options that can, but, you know, we're more than available. I'm on Facebook. Some of the other guys at Otto Marianas are on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and we teach slinging for free. You know, there's never, in this case, there are strings attached, but you got to let it go, you know, so.
And just real quickly before we let you go, I know we brought you in to talk about the ceremony that's happening today, and I don't think you disclosed exactly where the remains are from that we're having the ceremony.
Yes, they're in Aliao, and they were, I think, recovered in, you know, I don't know if I'm at liberty to name the resort, but they are in Aliao in Saipan, and there's a cultural gathering there headed by the Saipan Historical Preservation Office. And, a couple weeks ago, a few of us were able to go over to Pagan, and there was just a few Chamorros, and there was about 3 times, if not 4 times as many Saipan people. Now, as awkward as a situation as anybody can anticipate it to be, what was really, really great was just the conversation of not just, any single island justice. The conversation expanded to what can we do as a people together as a Chamorro people. So many people on Guam are fascinated with travel. We go to the other ends of the world because we think that's what it's going to take to we think that sometimes that's what it's going to take to enchant ourselves or to wow ourselves. Meanwhile, we're going, I think on a lot of these occasions, we're flying directly over these mystical freaking wonders that are the Mariana Islands, Lagua Sangani, Islas de las Velas Latinas, whatever you want to call it. I think there have been several names to the places. There have been debates to the names of the places, but the places have always been there, and it's been there. It's great because it's an opportunity for us to visit. It's a good way to look deeper into our culture. And then when you return to Guam, you realize that our island should extend I think a better mindset to be is our island the minds of our island should would help us to extend all the way to Uracas, to the very northernmost island. And when you do that, coming back here, even though I've been tasked enough to travel to several places, I mean, going there to Pagan, passing by Anatahan, Sariguan, and all these other islands, it made me come back to Guam, and I see Guam and
as part of something larger, right? As not just our own
part
place.
Of something larger. I mean, it's almost at the point, and I'm fascinated with travel, but if I never have to travel, if this COVID holds us down, changes the whole airline industry, and if I never had to travel again, I still feel fortunate enough. Thank you very much to the Aiken and the Tenorio families for giving us that experience, because right now I feel like Guam is endless. I mean, I could, there are 200, I guess there are more than even 200, maybe even some people would say more than 500 hikes on Guam. And as a Chamorro who's been living here for more than 40 years, I can't even say I've been to 30. That's crazy. So,
well, this is definitely the time to get out and experience what we have to offer, because
this is the time. And for all of us who can't be at work, sitting on their desks where we think we want to be, why not take the time, instead of stomping our feet and cursing at the dark, why don't we try to make the best sense of the situation? I mean, we're already being inconvenienced enough with the unfortunate incidents. Said we got to squeeze something good out of it. We have to.
Just keep squeezing, Rome. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Rome.
Yeah.
Right on. Hey, rock on. Thank you very much for your time. God bless everybody out there. God bless Aliao, Saipan, CNMI. We're here with you. God bless you guys. Thank you very much. Biba Otsa Marianas, Biba Lagua Sangani.
Rome, can we get you on a sling? I don't know. Is there anyone there to hold the phone? Jason's asking if we could see us. Yeah.
I don't know. Where you want to see somebody else? You want to see somebody else sling?
We just want to see
there's been so many guys here at Otsu Marianas that are even far better than I am. And, for whatever reason with the media, I've often found myself in front of the camera, but really I'm just a real tiny dot. There's some great talent out here. Hey, morning guys. Hey, would anybody care to give a sling? A shot?
This is live.
Yeah.
Huh?
Have you ever slid?
Okay, well, let me
no comment.
All right. Who's this?
That's Raph.
Oh. Where's my glasses?
Morning, Raph. Morning.
Morning.
All right.
Morning.
There you go. There you go. On the spot.
I'm trying to do this backwards.
All right.
So these guys are over at Second Couture in Chamorro.
Yeah, that's Ipao Point in Tumon. It's a beautiful property, and it is a ground zero for the Chamorro culture. There's so many. You go see Auntie Jill. There's some healers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place to go and.
Oh, did he do it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
All right.
Right on. Thank you. Raph and Rome, we got to go, guys. Thank you so much. And again, Jason has put in the comments, so I think we're going to get another one here.
Of Saipan, love to give a shot.
Here we go.
And what we have here is we have several spots. Okay, go for it.
The wind up. the delivery. Ooh,
Check out that form.
boom. That's our new defense force right there. China, bring it, China. Bring it, China.
Just never stop, and you will hit the target. He just hit it, and we missed it. But it's okay.
Ah.
It's okay.
Thanks,
Wow.
Rome.
Thanks, Rome. Take
Okay,
care.
Right on.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, KOM.
Of course.
Guys, keep up the great work.
That's
Thanks. Take care.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Rome Dela Cruz there. And so Jason had put up on the comments the link if you want to go and check it out. He put the link on the link.
Sling Guam official.
Sling Guam official. All right, it's a
How do you say bullseye in Chamorro?
6:59. We're going to take a short break and come back with Dr. Hoa from the Governor's Physicians Advisory Group.